Assalamu alaikum. Today we will learn about the ancient city of Pompeii that lies near the town of Naples in the south of Italy. In its day, Pompeii was a very well-developed, lively city which existed from 6 centuries before the birth of Jesus Christ. The people of Pompeii lived on the seashore, so this city became very important, and sailors and merchants would visit it regularly. Pompeii was so well developed as an urban city that the Roman Empire began to take a special interest in it. It became a Roman colony and was developed with private, public, and political buildings. There were roads, houses, bakeries, restaurants, luxurious public baths, and amphitheatres. In fact, the largest amphitheatre to survive this day is in Pompeii. It could hold more than 20,000 spectators. Around the 27th BC, the Roman emperors Augustus and Tiberius took a special interest in this great, flourishing city. If you visit Pompeii, you will see there was a very dark, evil element to the people of Pompeii, and this was their worship of their idols they had created. There are some well-known temples there, where they would worship and make strange sacrifices to these idols. The Temple of Apollo, the Temple of Venus, and the Temple of Jupiter are only a few amongst these. Allah is one and has always sent prophets to people to teach them that they should only worship Allah alone and no one else. But many people rejected the prophets and continue in their evil ways. When people reject Allah's prophets, Allah punishes them. This civilization of Pompeii was also doomed for a sudden and tragic end. You will now find out how Pompeii was destroyed and then frozen in time, only to be rediscovered by people many centuries later.
Assalamualaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today, more than 2 million people visit the city of Pompeii each year. This is because it is one of the best preserved ancient cities in the world, and also because some of its people are still preserved to this day. Pompeii is famously known as the city that is frozen in time. How is this possible? You will soon find out. Pompeii was located very close to a volcanic mountain. This mountain is known as Mount Vesuvius. The inhabitants of Pompeii did not know that Vesuvius was a volcano, as it hadn't erupted in 1,800 years. There was not even a word for volcano in their language. The longer a volcano sleeps, the more deadly its eruption becomes. There were signs, like earthquakes and springs drying up, that showed that Vesuvius was beginning to stir, but the people didn't know how to read these signs. The first violent earthquake that shook Pompeii came in the year 62 AD. The people of Pompeii, however, were very quick to start reconstruction work immediately after this first earthquake. The destruction from this earthquake was very severe, and they were still rebuilding everything for 17 years after it. However, on the 24th of August, 79 AD, the people of Pompeii were completely wiped off the face of the earth by an eruption from Mount Vesuvius. The eruption of 79 AD was very unusual because it was without lava. However, it was the most dangerous kind of all volcanic eruptions, and I will tell you why. Superheated gas, hot stones, and ash came out of it and rose up to the sky. Then it cooled down, only to fall back to Earth as deadly missiles, travelling at speeds reaching 180 kilometers an hour. At the peak of the eruption, an amazing 100,000 tons of hot melted stones, dangerous gases and hot ash came out. These hot stones and gases then travelled high up into the sky, only to fall down again on the people of Pompeii. From beginning to end, the volcanic eruption of Mount Vesuvius took only around 24 hours. There were some eyewitnesses who say that on that day there was a strange darkness and people who were trying to run could not even see a few feet away from them. They had no way of escape. The whole city was buried under about 4 meters of ash. In 1860, an archaeologist named Giuseppe Fiorelli was digging up the city of Pompeii when he found some bones in a hole where he thought that some people would be buried. So he poured plaster into the holes, and when it dried, he dug out the plaster molds. He was shocked to see the results. The shape of the bodies of some 15 people of Pompeii were discovered. Some of these are women, and some are men, and some are children. There is even a mold of a dog. Some of the bodies even have expressions on their faces. They seem like they have been frozen in time for 2,000 years, and we can see them even today at the ruins in Pompeii in Italy. Jazakumullah.
दस खत्म हो गया बॉम्बे ये बॉम्बे के 2 आई क्यों डाली हैं उन्होंने एक आई लिखा हुआ नक्शे पे मैप पे
मैंने पढ़ा था उसमें
2 आईज मैं कंफ्यूज हो गया था इसलिए अच्छा इंट्रोडक्शन किसी की इंट्रोडक्शन है सायरा दार प्रेजेंटेशन ट्रैवल प्रेयर
नहीं हुआ है
प्रेजेंटेशन हैव यू एवर बीन टू दिस प्लेस जिसने प्रेजेंटेशन की है ये गया है कोई उनमें से डिड यू विजिट द प्लेस हाँ Any of have you been to that place? No. Without going there, how could you present? Narrate the story. Who's your father? अच्छा. जी ट्रैवल प्रेयर कौन है खलीक अहमद कुसरी हलीक और खलीक योर हलीक और खलीक आई थिंक इट्स खलीक यू डोंट प्रोनाउंस के
अस्सलाम वालेकुम
वालेकुम सलाम
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम सुब्हानल्लज़ी सहारना हाजा वमा कुन्ना लहू मुकरनी वइना इला रब्बिना लमुनक़लिबून
अच्छा और रुमान बासित तुम नुमान के भाई हो
हाँ जी
नुमान के भाई हो
नहीं हुजूर अस्सलामुअलैकुम हुजूर
कौन है भाई
भाई नहीं
अच्छा
अस्सलामुअलैकुम हुजूर
वालेकुम सलाम
औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम बिस्मिल्लाहि मजरिहा व मुरसाहा इन्ना रब्बी लगफूरुर रहीम
मजरिहा
मजलिहा व मुरसाहा इन्ना रब्बी लगफूरुर रहीम
Zakala.
जी फिर पोम्पे को स्पीच आ गई है हैं?
कर लिया था उन्होंने ख़त्म कर लिया।
अच्छा
जी असम
रोशनी 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 शहजाद हुई रोशनी शहजाद पढ़ लिया यू हैव फिनिश्ड योर पार्ट अच्छा एंड Barira Javed you have also read your part huh? Without asking it's a poem Mahanur and Mahavish they are two sisters
Assalamualaikum प्यार हुजूर
वालेकुम सलाम
खुदा के पाक लोगों को खुदा से नुसरत आती है जब आती है तो फिर आलम को एक आलम दिखाती है वो बनती है हवा और हर खसे राह को उड़ाती है वो हो जाती है आग और हर मुखालिफ को जलाती है कभी वो खाक हो कर दुश्मनों के सर पे पड़ती है कभी हो कर वो पानी उन पे एक तूफान लाती है गरज रुकते नहीं हरगिज़ खुदा के काम बंदों से भला खालिक के आगे खल्क की कुछ पेश जाती है खुदा के पाक लोगों को खुदा से नुसरत आती है जब आती है तो फिर आलम को एक आलम दिखाती है
खत्म